streaming on YouTube. So hello and welcome. This is Weekly Tournament 90. We do one of these every Sunday. First of all, give your blessings to Derp, the magnificent orange floof. Praise be unto Derp. And we actually have 9 people who have signed up for today's tournament and have all submitted their decks. So we are good to go. One person will be getting a bye in round 1. It looks like. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and activate the bracket. Let's go. So Art Beetle, Cyrus the Great, Espeon, Yianvki, I think this is I Die of Pain, NinjaPang, and Lord Gwen all get a bye in round 1. And YongFace will be playing OrderMaster. So we'll be able to observe that game. We'll come back. This is your penance. You must play an extra round. Alright, the tournament has been started. You guys have YongFace and OrderMaster. You have 10 minutes to do your bans. Hey, Zafari. How are you? Hey, Manu. Good to see you. You're Lord Gwen? Nice. Well, you got a bye in round 1. And good to see you in the tournament, man. Good luck. Have fun. Looking forward to seeing your games. You got a tough opponent, round 1 against NinjaPang. He's won the tournament their last 2 times, so it's good chance for you to check out their decks. Maybe think about picks and bans and what you're going to queue, what your strategy is going to be. And I'm going to play something slightly different as far as music. Sorry. I was saying, as a reminder, we're also streaming on YouTube, so if you prefer to watch there, there's a link. It's going to be round 1, YongFace versus OrderMaster. So we'll take a look at their decks here in a second. But first, I need to cough my lungs out. There we go. How you doing, Sam? So let's see what YongFace has brought. You can't watch 1440p in your region. Yeah, they don't have the they don't have enough camels to power the infrastructure for your zone. Insufficient camel. Thanks for the follow, Alivandra. Welcome in, welcome in.
You need people like me.
We do need people like you. More like Twitch is broke. I mean, sending internet across the Great Sahara is a lot of work, Sam. Because the sand dunes block the fiber optic cables, you know? How much can I troll you? Well, you can watch 1440p on YouTube actually if you want. This guy talks too much. All right, let's talk about the decks. So YongFace has brought Toussaint. Check out the YouTube guy instead. Way ahead of you. We got Calvi, Heatwave, Constructs. With Cynthia as an extra construct creator. So there's got to be an abduction, I believe. Yep, there's an abduction. And there's 2 toxicologists. And a Viper Witcher to help with abduction. And also a bit of messing with your opponent's draws can be pretty strong in some matchups. We've got Reckless Flurry, SK Witchers with Portal and Junod. There's a Heatwave, there's a Spear, there's a Trial, and 2 offerings. 1 armor up, a Vial. So pretty standard. It's running Curse Scroll, Escroll, Geralt Professional, Heatwave. Like 3 tall removals essentially, and then like enough short removals to deal with a lot of decks. There's even a Junod. We'll have to see. In general, like decks that can put out multiple must-answer threats at the same time can do okay against this deck. I don't know. Or decks that like or point slam, but have better long round, I think. So here we got YouTube gang. YouTube watch. Can you stop Twitch watch for me? One-click VPN? Don't do that. Don't install free VPNs. There's a good chance that you get like scammed or hacked, or it just slows your internet. Over here we have deck number 2. Sorry, deck number 3 from YongFace is Pincer Maneuver with Temple, Drog, Ada. I believe this is Miamon's deck. This looks like Miamon's deck. It runs Revenants. Yep. It runs Drog. It runs Ada, Botchling, and then Temple and AA for and Kimbolt also. So like it's got some pretty strong bronzes, and then it's got Temple. It's got Anseus. There's a lot of ways to play this. I've been watching Miamon play it. It'll be interesting to see if YongFace can pull it off. I gave it to Shin. Oh, this. And then over here, wait. I didn't start the round. My bad. The round has been started. I was like, wow, they're taking their time. Okay, you guys can now do your bans. Round 1 is officially started. Alright, so we got OrderMaster has brought Mobilization. This is... what is this? It's a mutagenary deck? Yeah. Just a mutagen deck with Arbalestiers, I believe? Where are they? Wait, no Arbalests. This is just a mutagen deck with Aguara and Baron and Heatwave and Lady of the Lake for AA. Okay. Mobilization. But no Arbalests. What? We got Revenants, we got Carabalistas. We don't have... no Onage... Mangonels? Is it Mangonels? Wait, there's no 1080p on Twitch. You can only do 1440p or 720. Yo, Ouija. I guess in addition to streaming two different codecs to YouTube and Twitch. I could also do 2 different resolutions to Twitch. I was worried my internet why not be able to handle it. Okay, so this will be interesting to see. And then we got Battle Trance Alchemy with Draco Turtle. And a few locks. This looks pretty standard to me. Over here, the final deck from OrderMaster is Imprisonment Nilfgaard. Golden Necker Imprisonment Nilfgaard with Yenvo, Vilgefortz. There's an Arcane Tome. Is there an Alyssa or a Sire? There is an Asire. So this is like double Golden Necker. Artifacts, there's 3 artifacts. Yeah, so definitely enough to play Golden Necker multiple times. I believe there's a Kanta. Yes, there is. There's Gorthor Givate Kanta. This is a very, like, there's lots of cool things you can do with this, depending on the matchup. So we'll have to wait and see what deck the players choose to ban. And looks like the bans are in. So, YongFace banned Alchemy from OrderMaster, and OrderMaster banned Witchers. Makes sense. The Witcher deck would have been a problem for OrderMaster's NR. And OrderMaster correctly predicted that that their NR deck wouldn't get banned. So, we'll see. We got Tucson Constructs with Falsiri Abduction, and we've got Ada Temple Miyamon deck. Question is, what will each player queue? So YongFace from Blue Coin, will they play Toussaint Calvi Construct, or will they play Pincer Maneuver? From Blue Coin, this deck should be fine against Mobilization. You probably just get enough tempo and pass, or you Heat Wave the Mutagen. Against Imprisonment, you're totally fine. I think this deck doesn't care about locks. It's got like 2 engines, but lots of point slam. Let's go.
The North shall tuck tail and beg for mercy.
Game 1, YongFace versus OrderMaster. So YongFace selects constructs as I kind of expected, and OrderMaster is queuing with Golden Necker and G. So there is a red sword, but except for like one of these 2 Ifrits, I don't see a great... I guess there's also Marines as targets, but Marines would just die probably. We see the artifact get mulliganed. We got Maxi in hand. No Golden Necker yet, but having a bunch of Echo cards. And Siri Nova available in round 1. I don't know if OrderMaster can win on even.
I shall not repeat.
Like, when you're red coin, you're down 5 points to start, right? So, unless you have some sort of advantage, like whether you have engines that aren't answered or really high tempo cards, which I don't really see here. It's very hard to win on even. So this is an engine. It is a 1 point a turn engine. And YongFace is basically setting up carryover, it seems. We might even see Cynthia get played here. As the next card, Cynthia. It's 7 tempo. It's decent. So in 2 cards, can OrderMaster bridge this big point gap? I don't see it happening. Maxi is the next card that OrderMaster plays. Will we see a Marine here? Next for YongFace. OrderMaster looks like they like the order of their cards because, or really hated it. Either way, it was a quick decision. Yep, we see a Marine come down. Though this is 2 points a turn. There's a 17-point gap. Okay, Red Sword does come down. It is carryover. It takes care of the Marine as well. The other Marine comes down. Will there be a lock used? I think so. There's the 3 points that you're losing in terms of carryover by locking. Other than that, like the actual lock itself isn't gonna have a ton of we got coup on the Calvi. Interesting. And no lock on the Marine. So Golden Necker is now top of the deck. Which makes the decision to play Maxi a bit odd, right? If you were going to coup the Calvi... Okay, this is a pretty big call punish. Pretty juicy. But what's on top of the deck? Just an Alba? So Vilgefortz would be a 16-point card. 18 technically, because this is an engine. Would get him ahead, yeah. Very interesting decision too. Like, YongFace chose to apply Buhurt to the Marine, which means he wanted the Vilgefortz out. He could have applied it to something else. That Marine was already out of removal range. Cynthia does get him ahead. Remedy's a brick, basically. Frenzy Dao was probably a good card to play instead of Buhurt. Maybe he didn't want to commit it, but... after... I mean... So Yenvo is used on Vilgefortz. Another carryover play by YongFace. So YongFace is just like getting ahead the minimal amount and setting up round 2 and 3. He's not super concerned about losing round 1 on even. I guess with Tucson Hospitality, he feels like he has a very good short round with False Siri and Abduction. It makes sense.
Don't make me laugh.
So he doesn't mind being bled even on even. Here comes Siri Nova from OrderMaster. Alright, so we do see the Frenzy Dow finally come down, answers the turncoat, gets ahead by 5 points. I predict we'll see So Diplo would have to be 6 points to get ahead. Informant is kind of useless. Asire is a bit of a brick. You could Asire the Boohurt, I guess, offensively, but you don't really want to do that. Diplo. Well, Magni's not an option. So it's Joust or Standard Bearer, and Standard Bearer would be 6 points, which is enough. Gets ahead by 1 point. OrderMaster's running out of cards he can play. I don't see YongFace having much trouble, at least with the rest of this round. Looking good for OrderMaster. Sorry, good for YongFace, and not so good for OrderMaster. Also, the remedy is now active.
Think you won. Think again.
This is a 1 point a turn engine. It is a Duchess Informant target, though. So, do you copy the Alba to lock it? Or do you just copy the turn code? I guess it's the same. You can always canter the Vilgeforts? No. Oh, yes, you're right. Yeah. Because YongFace did... Wait, what? That's a miss... That's not a misclick. That had to have been a misclick. I guess he wasn't getting ahead, but... Enrage Ifrit on the 7 was the most points. Yep. Canta the Vilgeforts would have been not enough points. Right? Because Vilgeforts was only 10 points. Oh, 9 points. And the score was... Yeah. It would have been a tie. And then he'd have to play Asire after that. That being said, there's a Seer Nova on the board, so it's not like YongFace can just pass. Right? There's technically different music on YouTube. Let me know if everything looks and sounds good for you guys over there. Blue player has 2 mulligans remaining. So, round 2 was just a dry pass for both players. YongFace decided that like playing a card wasn't really worth it. Makes sense, they played Calvi. That does mean OrderMaster has an extra card. Will he keep Fourth or Givade in hand? How many specials? There's 3 specials in the deck, and one of the artifacts has to play Tome. Looks like OrderMaster is also happy with the hand. Both players keeping what they got. Abduction is in the deck. is the only exception. I guess since Cynthia wasn't played, Abduction... I mean, I don't know. Is Abduction going to be more points than Vilgeforce Renegade? I genuinely don't know. What are you going to Vilga against this deck? This deck doesn't really go tall. Wait, this deck has Inform Mage Torturers. What? Kanta can be played via Gorthic Evade.
What is truth if not
Okay,
an
so we see Vigo into Mage
I
Torture.
simply want you to admit it.
Puts them on different rows so that the Colossal Ifrit can't answer them. Hey, Bjorn King. What will YongFace do here?
For the Emperor!
It is Cynthia. Cynthia is clogging the Golden Necker right now. That's kind of tragic, actually. Although Yenvo fixes that for the first Golden Necker, still gonna be tough for the second one. And also, like, YongFace would have to give a Vilga target. Now, if YongFace plays Colossal Ifrit early, that's it. That's an easy Yenvo, right? There's currently no way to play the second Golden Necker, is there? Unless Tome is the artifact. If Tome is the artifact, then it would work. Okay, so Fur Card fixes that issue. He does play Red Sword to pop out a Marine. This is very much baiting, I think, the Ifrit. And if you Yenvo this, will it keep the number?
We all make sacrifices. The Emperor acquires.
Or is it like a spell that's applied to the leader? Since OrderMaster has no way to stop Balsiri, YongFace opts to not leader it and not play a Buhurt from it. Instead goes for a Remedy and locks the Marine. But the Marine was arguably the Vilgefortz target. Very interesting. Cynthia here also has like some Vilgefortz synergy in general, like you Cynthia and then you Vilga. We see Golden Necker get played and Tome.
And if I insert a needle here, what then?
Remedy for another Marine.
Build rats, not on this ship.
How will this one? I guess like there's just the rest of the hand is there's 3 removals and 2-point slam cards. It's gonna be a diviner.
I divine
Nice.
this move.
Unlocks the Marine. But this Marine's actually not active. Right? If these Alvas were Van Morlehams, they could be used to lock False Theory, but they can't. OrderMaster has 36 points here. And he still has a lock to answer the Colossal Ifrit. This Ifrit will probably be the last card that gets played. Tome into Abduction doesn't have a target, does it? Because the Cynthia's gone. And I guess that's why Abduction was mulligan. There's no toxicologists, and he wasn't sure Cynthia was reliable enough. Okay. If you click the Tome, your opponent can probably a Sire and Golden Necker again, but looks like that's what we're doing. The Buhurt. So So Buhard on the Marine rather than on the Siri. If this was, if Buhard was used on the Siri, it would be 5. And then Leader couldn't be used on it without risk giving value to Tall Punish.
Yes.
Okay, so Golden Necker is going to get replayed again. A Sire is going to put Golden Necker back. And now we're playing Golden Necker again. And this Scepter is actually going to proc 5 points of Assimilate. That's crazy. A crazy amount of Assimilate engines. Front Row Frost is probably incorrect because right now this is the tallest unit. I mean, I guess maybe Dao is your Yenvo.
Order will triumph. It must triumph.
We see a Nilf Knight come down. Okay, at this point, Tome is not useful anymore for OrderMaster because he's out of specials. They are 35. So this is 20 points. And it's no longer a Yenvo target. There is a fur cart though. So it's possible that a Yenvo on Dao, if it's like saved for next, like if you play, I don't know. It's OrderMaster's turn, right? We see Gorthra give aid. What are we gonna be chanting? This is 7 points, I guess. 5, 6, 7, okay, 8 points. This is, oh sorry, it's actually 6. Yeah, so it plays for a good amount of points. If OrderMaster Yenvos the Dao, there's a 50-50 chance that he can coup the Colossal Ifrit. Would that be a good card to copy? This would be a 12-point coup. What is this baseline? Is it 3 baseline or is it less? Oh, and he's gonna have played a Guardian. But what is he saving Yenvo for? That was the Yenvo turn. Because every turn that you wait, this is getting less value. Like your Yenvo's losing value. Hey Gular. This is for you.
Fuck you, need of garbage.
There you go. I haven't actually asked Miamon if it's okay that I do that, but I feel like he'd approve.
Just stick my nose where it doesn't belong.
Can't coup the Vilga? No, not the Vilga. You were supposed to Yenvo the Dao, and then hope that Fur Card gives spying to Colossal Ifrit so you can coup the Ifrit. Was my thinking. Like, Vilka's not that many points. This Yenvo's 9. I guess it was a lot of points. I mean, but any card would have given Assimilate points there. Oh, that's actually OrderMaster has enough. Wow. OrderMaster wins by 5 points. If it would only damage for 1? Okay, that's what I wasn't sure about. So the leader is also useful for setting up coup, which makes sense. So OrderMaster wins game 1. The NG mirror, 52 to 49, I think. Going up ahead 1-0 in the series. Alright, so now now OrderMaster has to win 2 games with his NR pincer maneuver deck. Which would be... Sorry, NR mobilization deck, right? Yeah. Which is a deck I haven't seen. So it's probably a homebrew. But we'll have to see how it does. I really didn't expect OrderMaster to win that game. So that was kind of cool. I guess the problem was not enough removal for all those like assimilate engines. They just added a lot of points. Plus 2 golden neckers and an extra card. I wonder if clicking the tome was a mistake now, in hindsight. Or not playing Cynthia round 1. I turned Miamon toxic. That would be quite an achievement, yes. But if Miamon says it's not toxic. What? What? What is happening? Just turning client things. Alright. Game 2. I just want to double check the coin, make sure it's the right one. The YongFace should be red, and looks like that is the case. Excellent. Whew. Dodge the Tourney client bullet. Let's go. Immediately we have Lady into Aniro into Mutagenerator. YongFace did not draw their Heatwave. That's a big problem. Means this Mutagen is going to get value. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 provision cards in hand. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 5D cards in deck. That's pretty good. This Mutagen will play for 25 points of carryover after 5 turns. Fucking love mutagen. Somehow, I don't believe that. Somehow that feels like sarcasm to me. Alright, it's gotta be a Carabalista first. Well, maybe not. Because you maybe don't want to draw a card right now. You just hope you don't draw a 5-2. Okay. He draws the Ronvid. That's pretty good. So mobilization is very interesting. I guess it's for a Revenant. But why are there Pikemen instead of Arbalestiers? And we don't have any cooldown units, do we? We just have Carabalistas, and I guess we have Reinforced Ballistas as well, and we have Bolters. Okay, we have cooldown units, but still. I don't... What are you supposed to do when you don't draw Heatwave against Mutagenerator? Get good. Learn to draw your Heatwave, you loser. What? Just stop being so bad at the game. Idiot. I mean, it depends on the deck. There's some things you can do, right? In this case, YongFace could try win on even. You could try and bleed out the boosted cards. Kind of, maybe. Copium. But like AA and boosted bronzes make it very hard for a bleed to be successful. Sometimes you can tempo pass or just like pass early. If you have ways of answering their engines and you have your own engines that they can't answer. Play. The Toxicologist is actively bad. Because that's another... Well, it's not actively bad here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait. Yeah, it's fine. But if we were if OrderMaster was short a boost target, then it would be bad. It's not that bad here. It does thin the Secret Service. Speaking of which.
For this most beautiful of maidens, I shall fight 100 duels!
That is I landed in your cup.
Nerf this fucking card, man.
Shout out to Shinmiri for popping in just to share his thoughts. Where the hatred comes from? It comes from the fact that it's a Knickers that purifies and costs 6 provisions. Like, what do you mean? It's a card that counters the counter. Like, if I play Dandelion and give it a shield, like, good luck. Your only answer is to lock it, and if you lock it, my Secret Service are... There's a lot of NR cards that the only answer to them is a lock, and then Secret Service counters the lock, is what I was trying to say. You get my point. Anyway, we got OrderMaster's actually doing fine on tempo, and YongFace is kind of struggling with this construct deck currently, especially without Calvite in hand. So what they've done is they've set up carryover, right? They've played 2 constructs that like you don't care when, like these don't benefit from playing additional construct, right? So these are the setup cards, these are the payoff cards. They tried to get their Calvite to be moved up top, but it was locked by Marguerite instantly. Margarita. YongFace hasn't used any removals or locks yet, right? Because what he doesn't want to do is be in round 3 and not have enough answers. Abduction is an echo card, so if you don't think your opponent's going to bleed, This is also not using anything. Interesting choice to hit the Ronvid rather than the Lance Connect. Because the Lance Connect, like, you can put something front row and boost it for tempo. Now the Carabalista comes down. So we now have, 20, or what is it, 3 or 12 points of carryover. So it's boosted 1 extra turn. 4, 3, 4, 4, 3. Oh, because one of the boosts went to the card that was abducted. Right. I mean, you could have left this in deck maybe longer. Get additional abduction value. Hey, Marishka. Yeah, there's like 19 points of carryover already in the deck. So an Alba is finally used. I mean, I'm not sure what YongFace's plan is here. Anymore. I guess seeing the hand, like we know OrderMaster's perfectly happy to play both of these cards.
Pays late. Again.
He can even play an AA if he wants to. He only needs 1 extra AA in the next round. Yeah, that makes sense, Lemon. YongFace does get ahead now. Again with the Boo Hurt. He's got his best cards still in hand. Well, some of his best cards still in hand. But this Revenant front row is going to play for a lot of points.
We retreat! We hide! Someone to return!
So this is inspired. It will reduce the cooldown by 1, yep. And then you can do whatever. I guess you start setting up your next target. Will YongFace answer the Revenant? This Revenant is 9 points right now. 10 points. So it's actually the Frenzied Dow that comes down. Oh, putting it on the back row is a good way to neuter it. And still get value from your Dow. You get the thinning, you get the carryover on the Ifrit and the other Ifrit. Okay. Heat Wave, right? What got Heat Wave? I was slightly distracted. Was it 10? No. 11 power toxicologist. I see, thank you. Because it was boosted by Booher, right? Now YongFace has a Yenvo. I have to Yenvo and Leader. But if you Yenvo a back row, you're enabling the Revenant. Oh, never mind. It's actually OrderMaster's turn. Dreamer needs to wake up. OrderMaster is going to play 1 AA. Hubert's stuck in the deck. I don't think you wanted to click that. Because that bricked the Hubert. But I guess that extra point is the margin right now. Does get the leader. If the Ronvid hadn't been hit by the Lance Connect, there was a world where I think you boo hurt the Ronvid, you Yenvo it. And it's enough points. Hey, Destiny. It's one of my favorite songs from the Witcher soundtrack. You're on Twitch, that is. YouTube's getting a different song. This is the horse racing song. So YongFace winning on even is now still hasn't drawn Calvi. My god. Even with Marine moving it up 2 cards, I bet. OrderMaster. Wait, what happens if you AA a Guardian?
Blood alone can my mate's honor unbesmirch.
OrderMaster gets ahead by playing Oniro into Revenant, which gets the Ronvid out as well. We'll see a lock. This is kind of good for YongFace. This bleed is working out well, like having not played Calvi. This would be the last AA though. You kind of have to play it. Well, yeah. Okay. Now we know it gets boosted by 9. AA is a fun and balanced card. Oh my god. Okay, YongFace has to just pass here. And hope that his opponent like bricks Hubert, doesn't drop both his Pride or the Pikeman. He did get both Oniros and both AAs like are gone. Now on the other side, YongFace also has to draw like some constructs would be good, but he gets a Calvite and a reinforced Ballista. Oh boy. GG draws. On the other side we have Pikeman. Wow. And he gets a reinforced Ballista for the Siege Master. Oh. Okay, mold the Calvite. I think you got to. Well. He's doing it. Wow, okay. Good draws for both sides. Although this Dow is not great. Now, okay, with the benefit of seeing both hands, the best play here is for YongFace to play Colossal Ifrit, right? Yes, it gets boiling oil, but what you want to do is you want to use Heat Wave on the Rivian Pikeman to deny, well, probably won't be able to deny leader. He probably plays this and leaders at the same time. But still, like, the Heat Wave is going to go on this. You don't want to open Dao because that gives, like, you want to play... Oh, I guess you do want to play Primordial Dao. Heat Wave on the Ballista does make sense, right? It does seem logical. Because it's 9 plus 3, 12. Technically, this is also 12, but he doesn't know that that's the card. Oh, wow. Hubert doesn't brick. Even though the text says when the counter reaches 0, summon this card from your deck to the range row. If this was a monster card, it would 100% be garbage, like useless right there. I don't understand. I mean, the text is wrong. Wait, what did he do? He actually discarded False Siri. Leader's gone. Right. Makes sense. And this is kind of hopeless for YongFace. It's slightly more points forward front because of this Hubert. Yeah, he knows he doesn't have enough points. So OrderMaster wins the series, round 1, 2-0, and advances to the next round. Congratulations to OrderMaster. And well played to YongFace as well. Sorry to see you get knocked out early. We know that Monu can't play this round. GG's OrderMaster. Alright, so we could watch Espeon versus Yianvki. We're not gonna watch Dying Pain versus OrderMaster because we just watched OrderMaster. This game won't be happening because Monu had to go. He had internet issues. So, Art Beetle Cyrus or Espeon Yianvki? I'm leaning towards Espeon Yianvki, but I can be talked out of it. We got one person for Cyrus, one person for Espeon Yianvki. Okay, type 1 if you want this game, 2 if you want this game. Here are Yianvki's deck. There's Reckless Flurry Witchers. In this deck. There is Death Wish, Arendite. 40 standard old school Death Wish. No Ruin or anything like that. And then we have Constructs, NG Constructs. With Rico and Reeds. Okay. Espeon, on the other hand, has brought Darius, the Slippy. We see Stockpile with Muzzle and Scenario. Stockpile Siege. Also Heatwave Pencil. And we see vampires, rent-free vampires with Igni and Toad. Alright, looks like more people want to see this game. So looks like, and the bans are done. The bans just get finished. Both players were ready. They immediately banned. Yianvki banned Espeon's stockpile deck. So Espeon will be playing Lippy and rent-free vamps. Yianvki will be playing Constructs NG with Tactical Decision and Reckless Flurry Witchers. Here we go. Round 2. Hopefully the game will launch without issue. Players are probably deciding what deck to play from each coin. So Espeon from red, I expect vampires. Yianvki from blue, it could be either, honestly. Deathwish deck is gone though. And we see NG Construct.
There'll be nothing to pick up when I'm done.
This vampire deck doesn't have a lot of engines. At least no gold engines, right? It's got Fletters, it's got Necrorats, it's got Alps and Garcanes. But there's like no Oriana, no Detlaf, no Unseen Elder, that kind of thing. It's got a bunch of thinning, all of which are in hand. I think you mulligan Roach or Wallhunt Rider? You mulligan Wallhunt Rider. He does draw. He has 2 Incubus in hand, which are bricks. There's 2 Blightmakers for Yianvki, which are okay. Incubus targets. We see immediately first Alp come down. Applies a bleed. It's actually his only bleed giver in hand. So if this card gets answered, it won't. Well, it might. Yianvki probably saving Collar for a Flatter that he thinks would be coming down next, but there actually isn't one. Espeon can't play Wallhunt Riders yet. Because he doesn't have dominance. And it's going to be very hard for him to actually get dominance. That's one of the most awkward things about Wallhunt Riders in Vampires. If you don't have a Flutter, you can't play it.
Naturally. At once.
Players have 10 minutes to do their bans. So. I guess this is Maxi? Yeah. That looked like a decent order.
No one gets to fool me twice.
If you see this deck shiny thing, that is Rico. Rico getting changed to 6 from Maxi being played. Igni in rent-free vamps is good. Usually in long rounds you have ways of setting it up with just please. The problem is in open deck list, like your opponent sees it and can kind of play around it. How did this courier go to 9? What boosted the courier, guys? I missed it.
Wield my magic as if it were your own.
No worries. Sins of the flesh are my specialty.
So in YouTube chat, Sam was saying that Hubert should have been a vampire or monster an R hybrid. Like if you apply 10 bleeds, he pops out. Okay. Oh, is there an Albridge? Oh, this is an Albridge deck. My bad. I'm so dumb. This is Albridge Construct. So we see a pass from Espeon. He kind of exhausted the cards he could play. Like he even played a Brick Incubus. I mean, there will be a show called The Witcher on Netflix, but it won't really be The Witcher. Igni gets Mulligan by Espeon. He also has Morvad in this deck. So it's Morvad and Regis. Still hasn't drawn any Fletters. At least he didn't Brick Roach or Wallhunt Riders again. Yianvki's gonna bleed. Mainly probably to deny Wallhunt Riders. We're gonna see Rune Mage come down. I go for monsters here to try and find a bleed. And he does find an Alp. That's huge. That's, I mean, not huge, but that's poggers. Except, bleeding won't do anything to living armor. God damn it. This was just a 4-point card.
Not all battles need end in bloodshed.
Yianvki pops leader. He's gonna put this, and Albridge on top of the deck.
Foul that flesh well charred.
Ah, but then Albridge also can't boost living armor, so take that.
Yes?
There are 2 Rock Barrages in deck that Yianvki really wants to thin. But at least now this Alp has valid targets. West last save will matter a lot. There's 2 big cards that you have to answer. But yeah, I guess with Reeds. And also, again, Espeon has Wallhunt Rider in hand. Hasn't thinned it. And Mulligan the Igni, which is his only tall punish. It's not looking good for our vampire friend. Incubus can get an Alp. I guess you're almost better off getting a Renfri's Gang, giving your opponent a Blightmaker. What? Why was... Oh, that Toad was so feels bad, especially when this was eventually coming down to 4. And if you were gonna do that, why not? Why didn't we Necrorat the Courier? Oh, I guess it was because the opponent passed. You know Toad's not getting value. Okay, never mind. Forget what I said. It's a fine Toad. But did we need to leader there? No, leader was unnecessary. So, Yianvki gets last say. He's gonna want to put Mage Assassin back in deck, but also has Albridge in hand. I guess Bikovara can fix that. Oh, Decree is gonna be for Reens if he doesn't. Yeah, it's for Reens. I think. Has he thinned enough?
Garments are shackles that bring
Should be a Necrorat. And then we're gonna see Frenzy Dow come out and answer both of these. And now Espeon's regretting not having played Wallhunt Rider in the 1 turn in this entire game where he could have played it. I play the Garcane first here. That's probably wrong. Because he has, the reason I say that is because he has no leaders left and no bleed giving. So now that this Necrat's gone, his Regis is no longer going to grow. By playing Garcane first and then Necrat, you'd be spacing out your bleeds for an extra turn or two. And also this like Flutter is now not getting any value. The Flutter is going to be 4 power.
No good wine will come from here, not even compost.
It's not looking good for Espeon. It wasn't looking good, it's looking worse. He's going to need to play Renfree, play a Bronze, and hope to draw an out.
Now, how did that incantation go?
Which is a tall order, considering he can't even play.
The only good mage is a dead mage.
Okay, he does get play a Bronze. He also has Gluttony, with no last say, so I don't think Gluttony is going to be good. If you use Curse of Sloth, never mind. I was gonna say, if he had clicked Curse of Sloth, like if he had used his leader, would the Garcane or Renfree have gone to 10 to enable the Wildhound Rider, or no?
I know I can help.
The Regis comes down, gives him dominance momentarily, that he can draw the Igni. Instant Yenvo on the Regis. And now he can play the Regis himself.
Not your lucky day.
Instead of the Albridge. I think you decree the Regis.
Time for a rematch, Lady Yennefer.
If you had decreed the Regis this turn, you could still reinst the Morvad. It won't matter. This Regis is still 20 points. Even without the Reins click. Or he can just play Rico. That also works.
No mind, and that's a good thing.
But the Regis was 20 points, and the Rico was 18. Some slight suboptimal plays by Yianvki, but it wasn't even close. A few minor mistakes from Espeon as well. So, but I think the matchup was kind of due for him to begin with. Yes, but Rico is funny. Playing your opponent's Regis for 20 points, I think, is funnier than any chunky Rico. Or demoralizing, rather. You haven't felt pain till your Nilfgaard opponent plays your own Regis back at you. $18 for 6 nerf Rico? I saw a 25-point Rico last night against Tatterwing. It was hilarious. Alright, so what will the players pick this time? We know Yianvki has to play Reckless Flurry, and then Espeon, instead of Vampires, plays Lippy. Makes sense. I think next week we're going to go back to 4 decks. So if you want to play next week, start working on having 4 decks available.
Stuff careful there. All together!
Espeon plays Ceres. Gets the Shield Maidens out. We got Ceres Slippy versus the Ski Witchers. And the Mega Scope coming down for Shield Maidens. There's only one Mega Scope in this deck.
Ice punch you again.
Will we see Coral? This is also a nice little setup for Commander's Horn. But I am getting a little worried for Espeon because, like, sometimes you can get carried away. Like, I've done this where you're like, oh, look at all the synergies I have. Let me set up my cards perfectly. Let me set up my placement perfectly so I can play the Horn for max value, blah, blah, blah. And while you're doing that, you're playing like a bunch of golds. And your opponent's playing a bunch of bronzes. And you end up in a situation where you've used a lot. Yeah, see, like, Yianvki's just playing carryover cards and thinning. That's all he's played. Played All God, 2 Offerings, and his Portal. And he has the reach with Gwent. Who wins the short round? I think Espeon wants to win round 1, right? See Commander's Horn come down. It was like 2 less points than it could have been optimally, but pretty close to max value. Now it's a 22-point gap. How does Yianvki get there? Gwen is 2, Professional is 6 plus 9, 15. That's 17 points. You don't want to play your Witchers here. You'd have to use both leaders to get ahead. Oh wait, it's Vesemir Mentor?
Not much left.
He's just gonna play 2 cards. He's fine with that.
Go ahead. Stare at me stump again, see what happens.
Okay, 1 leader. 1 leader and down a card. But what, like, what's the plan for a Lippy deck in the long round? It's all point slam, right? I guess there's not much of engine value on the other side either. And we don't go tall. And there's no Igni. So, I don't know. Could work, I suppose.
What's 3 arrows in the eye? A pinprick. That's what.
21 point. It's 25 point turn 1 nerf everything. We did. We nerfed Arendite, which was the only way that would be abusive. Because without Arendite, if you play 25 point turn 1, you've kind of overcommitted. Your opponent can play slow and win. Dispeller is useless. Keeps coming into our hand. We don't want it. We don't need it. Okay. I think this is the hand. And I think you want to try and play Prince Willem. Okay. No, we've bricked Prince Willem. That extra mulligan by Espeon was... Well... No, my bad. We're gonna Lippy for the Ceres at some point. Probably after playing Compass. I think. So we're gonna play like Burna. Discard these two. And then Compass for something cool. I don't know what.
Come on, let's go. Time to face our fears.
And then we're gonna Lippy, and then we're gonna like Mata the Ceres. And we get no value from Blue Boy. Blue Boy is a card you want to leader the turn you play it. So that was kind of a big goof. I feel like this was the better opening play. Especially against Reckless Flurry. YOLO Compass for Combi? True. Instead, we've played Champion of Spellblood. Which is gonna get Gerald Pro'd, but I guess not yet, because we don't want to make the Lippy any better. Or Yianvki doesn't want to make Lippy better. Rockbar Warrior is kind of tragic. I guess it's still played for 6 points, which isn't terrible. Vanguard comes down for 12 points.
Blue ribbon.
Here comes Fukusia for Blue Boy Lugos. That makes sense, actually. Because we didn't have a Fukusia target before the Lugos was killed.
Double the coin and consider it done.
Bear Witcher comes down.
Lost spirit devoid of name, depart now available.
Alaron the Morkborg, it's not for any particular reason.
Need a hand?
We just needed the card to play. Here comes Lippy now. Trying to leave room in the front row for Ceres. Mata gets Compass, actually. So Yianvki was just waiting for Lippy to play Geralt Pro, answer the Champion of Stallwood. Now it can't be replayed. Yianvki's got 28 points, but Ceres is a lot. One leader charges was saved for Ceres. Can't play Prince Willem yet because Knickers is in the deck.
We dance, for young is the night.
We see Mata come down, gets Compass. And that does end up finally Knickers jumping out of the deck. I think you want to play Decree into Ceres on Crate here. 8 and 20, 28 points. Not bad. 18 and 7, 25 points. So because of All God and Offering, this is as much as a Lithoceras with the Mega Scope. Prince Philip come down for a Coral. Unfortunately, we have one too many cards in the deck. I'm not sure why we didn't click this. There's 2 points. Compass is going to get Commander's Horn. That should be more than enough points for Espeon to actually win the game. Tie up the series 1-1. But now... Espeon has to win with rent-free vampires from Red Coin against Witchers. And lore-wise, Witchers versus vampires generally does not end well for vampires. Let's see what happens. Hydrogen Bomb versus Coughing Baby. Let's go. I will be right back.
Me? Forgotten? Ha! Not in epochs, eras, eons!
I'd lend you a hand, but then I'd have none.
And we're back.
The windmill. Hard. The windmill. Its sticks spin around and smash you.
Let's see if Espeon draws some letters this game. We had a Guardian on the board. And a neck rat that got answered.
To arms, men.
Maybe the pendulum. I'm much better at that.
Interesting that Gutting Slash wasn't used this turn. I guess it wouldn't have gotten Yianvki ahead. Yianvki really wants last say against Witchers. Against Vampires. The Vampires really want last say against Witchers.
Live by the sword, die by the sword.
There come Renfree's game. Espeon's doing all the right things to try and get ahead, but this Vesemir Mentor kind of says no. Both rows are at 24 points. But currently no Igni possible. Keep an eye on that. Final leader charge does come out, but now our letters are going to be sad. There is a Gluttony. And a humility. The problem for Espeon is, how does he win round 1? Because if you don't win round 1, Bluntly's kind of useless. Right now, Igni is not valid. What? Squirrel is enough! Oh, passing is also enough. Nice. Nice pass by Espeon. Maybe Yianvki didn't notice the boost 4. But Espeon gets last say. Or they're chunky more, bud. And he does draw a Wahund Rider. That's kind of big. Because you want to thin it out on the dry pass. Wow. Will there be a dry pass? We might see us go into these guys. Oh. Yep, it's going to be a dry pass. Yianvki might actually lose this. This game is losable for Witchers now. But what are we doing? Play the Riders, bro. Oh, he's playing Maxi. Why? It's all bronzes anyway. Who cares? Because he's going to put Riders at the bottom. Sorry for the snacking. I was very hungry. These Alps are kind of the MVPs here. Because one offering is gone, one Gunny Slash comes, only one offering left. No trial. This is offering bait. And the bait is accepted. But now, Espeon can play Nekorat and have it live. Well played.
This'll be quick and
okay, never mind. Doesn't live. This is where I play Flutter. Very nice. Game's getting interesting. The Grasses answered the Flutter, but that's fine. We're fine with that. The biggest problem we have right now, as Espeon, is our Igni.
This'll be quick and
Is kind of a brick. Yianvki made sure to play around it.
I know they're in trouble. I can help.
He wants to save Drowner to set up the Igni. That's why he plays the Regis first.
Let's get this over with.
Because even though that gave value to Geralt, Espeon can now click Drowner, not click the Alp, and there's nothing Yianvki can do to stop the Igni.
I hate portals. Double the kind and consider it done.
Nice.
I hate portals.
Now this heat wave is gonna play for 4 points. And Morvad will be enough. Well played by Yianvki. Perfect play. Oh, sorry, by Espeon. My bad. The most important thing was that pass round 1. And then Yianvki choosing not to bleed down a card. Yianvki absolutely should have bled down a card. But it was all very close. Like that Igni was literally a 25-point row. DC large number. We have opinion. Okay, so let's take a look at the bracket. Espeon beats Yianvki, advances to the semifinals. Looks like there might be a game here for us to watch. If this goes to game 3, we'll get to watch it. OrderMaster is down 1-0 against NinjaPang. NinjaPang advanced by default against Manu. So NinjaPang's going to be in the semifinals. Now we got round 2 in progress. Here, play some Wordle while you wait. If Cyrus wins game number 2, there'll be a game 3 and we'll get to watch that. If OrderMaster wins first, or wins the second game, there will be a game 3 for us to watch there as well. So I'll keep an eye on chat if I can. We'll go there. Otherwise, short break till we get to the next one. Alright, you chumps need some help with this Wordle. There's a C, an E, and a Y. Huh. There's no H. Cycle. Cycle's a good guess. Of course, it is ungoated. Well done, Mastigus. That's a hard one. So when was the last time you played RimWorld, Mastigus? Year and a half ago or something. It's been a while. I feel like I need to like watch a tutorial or something. I think it makes me want to re-download it. Then I gotta download mods. I did just crash. We're hunting common sense and wall lights is torture. What do those do? I'm human. I'm human. Consecration hold their need for outdoor scenery. Are pawns just like characters? First, they count a potential mood. I'm gonna do something else. Pawns do not stack food with bad ingredients, meat, and cooking with normal. Meat can count as normal. So that yellow S there doesn't mean that there's a second S necessarily, because each letter is checked one at a time. Are these pawns not available on Steam or what? These mods. They pick up all necessary ingredients to their hauling inventory before delivering them to the crafting place. That's kind of cool. One could be encouraged to fire those ingredients to cure those. Encouraged to clear an area. There's just a lot of like minutia that makes the, at least this common sense mod makes your little settlers a bit more like makes it a little less required to extremely micromanage them for people who like understand all the details that are happening, right? If you fully understand all the systems, you probably have the urge to like get them to clean after they do something. That kind of stuff. Makes them less stupid. Okay, that's a good way of putting it. Alright, so wall lights. Black mod. You know that can be mounted on walls. Wall lights will allow you to gain space in all rooms instead of wasting as with standing lamps. But I have a wall lamp. A wall torch. Oh, powered lights? We don't have like wall mounted power lights? Is that why? So it looks like Art Beetle. Ah. We picked the wrong series. Art Beetle 2 Osiris, but then OrderMaster and Dying Pain are 1-1. So, do we want to watch the winner of this versus NinjaPang, or do we want to watch Art Beetle versus Espeon? Type 1 or 2 for which series you want us to watch. A bash. We got 2 2s and a 1. A couple of my alters videos are unwatchable because copyright, so I'm working on removing those. Or like fixing those, and then they'll be up. If you're not familiar with the alters, it's actually a Polish studio made it, and it's a very good game. One of my favorite games I played this year. And the first part of my playthrough is already on YouTube. There's going to be 6 videos, and they're all like, the game is fantastic. So I'm requires harmony. What is harmony? Harmony contains a C+ library, Harmony for all remote mods. This is just a library. Cool. Be sure. And then RimHUD. What does this do? RimHUD mod is a UI that displays detailed information about a selected character or creature. How display is integrated into your inspect page, which can be. Oh, that's so much nicer. Yeah, okay. I'll get it. I'm also digging this RimWorld site because it has direct links to Um, do the other stuff. I wish that the game would let you like start a round and people actually play before this round is finished, because I think it would be cool for us to watch Art Beetle versus Espeon while OrderMaster and Die and Pain are finishing their game. And then we could... Is there a good... Like right now when I'm playing Rimworld, I just feel so lost. Overwhelmed. Nash. It was Nash? Jesus. I was never gonna guess that. What, rim base or whatever? Rimworld base? Yeah, but all I had to do was like load a page and let me click on the link to take me to Steam. I guess the site does other stuff. Scenarios. You can play Lord of the Rings, the third age in Rimworld. The Elder Things. Yeah, I gotta show some of this stuff. I love, like, this is the thing that I love about PC games, is that there's other people who come and make stuff like this, right? And you get to like, well, it doesn't show any pictures. Lord of the Rims. Oh, play Gwent. Yeah. This platform. Adding in some weird things to start rounds ahead of time. Secret HQ would literally catch fire and burn down. I just install Age of the Ring on Linux, and it's a mod for Battle for Middle Earth 2 with added content and campaigns and factions. Very nice. Oh yeah, so you are you streaming on Linux these days, Dave? Very nice. Oh, that's so nice. I mean, I'm running Windows 10, so I'm not in pain necessarily. And it's like an enterprise version of Windows with all the shit removed from a long time ago when I like did that. I'm just like not touching it. It's like, you know, it's like that couch that you've sat on so much it's molded to the shape of your butt. And now it's like correct. To have it on dual boot for games and stream, but it was so bloated and jank to get sound stuff to work right. I abandoned Toast. I realized I can play everything here. Okay, what problems have you run into? It sounds like OBS works fine. NVIDIA drivers, like, what about, for example, the thing where I turn into a potato? Windows sound system is garbage? Yeah. But I don't know. I messed around like when I was trying to stream from a Mac when I was staying at my sister's for a couple weeks and didn't like take my whole setup with me. Oh, people say like the Mac thing is better, but doing something as basic as just capturing like desktop sound or application sound was so like I had to set up these like weird virtual devices and then pipe sound from one to another, and it was painful. Thanks, Mastigos. Well, the issue is like drivers, right? Like third-party support? Does Nvidia do like for a long time? That was a problem. I haven't messed recently, but like if you just wanted to install like Heroes of the Storm and play, there's like a Linux version of Battle.net. Are you running things inside of like Wine or like how does it work? Look at that hair. Oh my god. Back when you could play Defender in this deck. Back when Golden Necker wasn't like 17 provisions. Oh well. Wine is not a virtual box, it's just a translation layer. So, like, is it, like, in real time? In, like, apps that would normally be calling the Windows APIs are called, like, Wine just translates those calls into Linux API calls? Okay, so it's essentially providing like not only backwards compatibility, but like essentially backwards compatibility for Windows apps. Okay, but like I have a thing that I use right now to change my face to a potato. Doesn't have a Linux version. No GG. It runs no issues. So any Windows app just runs using Wine, even some like random obscure thing that doesn't have a Linux version. Every time you have a nice hand. GG Dying Pain. Good luck. I hope to see you next week. All right, let's start the round, the semifinals. Let's go. I hope you delete this game. Did you not play Calvi? It's fine, guys. Just say GG and move on. Okay, so OrderMaster versus NinjaPang. Let's go. OrderMaster, we've seen their decks. We got the Alchemy deck, we got the Mobilization Mutagen deck, and the Golden Necker Imprisonment deck. NinjaPang we haven't seen yet, but they brought Reckless Flurry Witchers, they've brought off the books Mid-Range Syndicate, and they've brought Artifact NG. Yeah, Manhunt, that's called skill. Look it up. Drawing your cards is the proof of skill and divine right in Gwent. If you were deserving, your opponent would draw worse. If the gods wanted you to win, you would win. Are the words not showing? What is so there's a timer and you have to hit it like at the right time. So sometimes like it takes a couple of times to get it through. I don't know why they do it like that. Geralt in hand. So currently we're waiting on bans between the two players. Also, it's a launcher that merges Epic GOG and Prime Gaming in one launcher. Wait, what? And you still get to like claim the... I have a bunch of free games on Prime actually that I haven't even... It's called Heroic Launcher. That's amazing. Is it available on PC too? Or I mean on Windows? Looks like it is. Epic GOG, Amazon Prime games for Linux, Windows, and macOS. Also available on the Steam Deck. That's beautiful. Dave, you got the coolest shit. Alright, so the bans are in. OrderMaster's banned NinjaPang's Artifact NG, and NinjaPang has banned OrderMaster's Alchemy deck. Cool. Let's go. We'll have to play with this later. Looks like it just supports OAuth and everything. Gotta start a podcast and let people know about all the cool shit in the world. Yeah, we really gotta do that. All right, you start it. I'll just show up and be the talent. Good luck, everyone. Yeah. May the RNG gods smile upon you. Your word? It's still there. It's not... What did you guess? Salute. Still hasn't gone through. Oh, because it's 6 letters, bro. It's gotta be 5. That's why salute's not going through. Because it's too many letters, you cheater. It doesn't fit, okay? Sometimes things don't fit. So what are they going to pick? If you're OrderMaster from Blue Coin, you probably pick Mutagen, since you have Curse Scroll. If you're NinjaPang, you probably pick Syndicate. Those are my predictions. There. Okay. Get salty. You were really sure of yourself, weren't you? You really thought that was gonna get it. You had the speech already typed and everything. Hey Red, how's it going? That's beautiful, Dave. Well, it's not zero overhead, but it's minimal overhead. It was not salon. No, it was not salon. Was it salad? It could have been salad. It's yeah, exactly. Minimal, negligible. Unimpactful. Start me a new RimWorld around slide. You inspired me. Awesome. I just downloaded 3 mods for RimWorld. Add Mastigos' suggestion. Like the Common Sense mod, the HUD UI, like better UI, and then one for like lights that you can, electric lights that you can mount inside walls. So nothing major, but hopefully it will make it a little bit smoother. Camera Plus. Can you link the Steam page of it? I don't necessarily want to like. I try to play them with the minimum amount of mods that keep the base feel of the game. See, this is why. Okay, Wordle's going away, guys. Game 1 of OrderMaster versus Ninja. This is why NinjaPang is a multi-time champion. He won this tournament the last 2 times. Notice how he had Heatwave in hand round 1. He didn't have to Oniro for it or anything. He just had it. So Mutagen was played, Heatwave was used. That's how you play Gwent. OrderMaster's deck is gonna suffer, I think, now. Without Mutagen, it's kind of just okay. Because he doesn't really have anything special, right? I mean, Revenants with Leader are decent. Imagine if we could have Revenants be 3 power, 1 armor. And then they could have stayed 4 power. That would have been cool. Currently, OrderMaster is removing everything, but NinjaPang doesn't really care. He's just gonna play a few cards. Like, if he had offerings and All God, he'd be playing them here, but he doesn't. So he might even pass next. Meanwhile, OrderMaster's playing, you know, engines and important cards. And he's not getting any carryover. And he was blue coin. It's not looking this as of right now, it's not feeling great for OrderMaster. By which your Quartermaster comes down. Plays for 7 points. I think if you're OrderMaster, you play a Revenant here. Anything else seems bad. And I know, like, it's this is like playing into offering, but if they had offering, they would have used it on the Reinforced Ballista already. In general, I think OrderMaster's deck now, especially now that he doesn't have carryover, I think it wants a longer round because it's an engine deck. NinjaPang has a lot of adrenaline cards, so he wants a shorter round. He wants 3 short rounds, or 3 medium rounds. So I could see him playing another card here. And he does. Just to get more of these, like, and like, when you're red coin and your opponent's playing an engine deck, you playing whatever, as long as it's not a removal card, and your opponent playing engines, is essentially like you removing it in a future round.
I shall teach them a lesson.
Even the Hubert's gone. Now we're playing Geralt Quinn into Vesemir Mentor for more carryover. Gets to 30 points. 2 locks in our deck. No lock in the opponent's deck. So this is not feeling great for OrderMaster right now. He has to play Foltest Pride here. I see why there's pikemen now, because they reduced the cooldown of this by 1, which is a decent amount of points. But I don't know. Why play what? Foltest Pride? Instead of a lock? Yeah, it's a good question. Should probably have just played one of the locks. Especially with, like, the only locks are these if they're played on an empty board, and both were played, so we should have been dumping these. I don't know about boiling oil either. OrderMaster did win round 1, but now he's bleeding. Like, against Witchers, you probably want a long round. What are they gonna do? Like, do you ever get your card back here? If I'm NinjaPang, I just play Trial of the Grasses and then laugh. Like, you're never getting a card. Bleed looks bad. I agree it does. I mean, at this point, you can pass and not feel bad that you bled. Because they have no points. And that Caraballista was going to get answered regardless. I do want to point out that there's a Siege Master in the deck and there's no Siege units left. So maybe the Caraballista was better saved. Puts Baron on the back row.
Double the kind.
But, like, Bear Witcher is enough. Can Baron reset himself? It says a unit, doesn't say an allied unit. Probably can't reset himself, right? Don't click it. That's an offering. He's ahead by 1 point. Lady into AA into Revenant is okay. Or on Era, I don't know.
The righteous shall be recompensed.
Be war, you dirty tart.
Now it's a little awkward. Okay, now it's actually kind of interesting. Because NinjaPang has to play... Ninja has to play the trio. He can't play Geralt Professional. It would just get locked. He can't play Berengar. It would just die. He has to play the trio.
This'll be quick and painless.
But he does get ahead. I still trade here. I still play the Aguara. Because, like, why not? But
Be gone. Leave us. No!
ah, it's a self-lock.
A fly landed in your cup, my lady.
Can Margarita do that? No. So that's a reason to some value that Aguara got. And now he's got 5 cards. Well, and he's getting AA and a Nero. All he has to do is dodge these two, which shouldn't be too hard. Because if you draw one of them, you mulligan. If you draw the other, you mulligan that too. Well,
Damn it.
he gets the Geralt Pro. This is a 10-point card. But to be honest, this whole deck fell apart. The second Heatwave was used on Mutagenerator. If I played this deck, I probably play Scenario or something. I don't know. Oh, there's a portal still? Oh boy. Yeah. Is Mutagen? How many privileges is Mutagenerator now? It's 9. This could have been a Golden Necker deck, but Golden Necker's 13 provisions now. It feels like it used to be a Golden Necker deck. But because Golden Necker got nerfed to 13 provisions, we're like, well, we might as well play Lady in AA on Hero. Feeling rough.
Need a hand? Just chop one off.
Gonna be AA into Revenant.
For this most beautiful of maidens, I shall fight 100 duels.
And now we're gonna escalate for additional, or we're gonna leader it so it gets additional escal value. It's gonna be 16-point escal. And then double leader to clean the board. And this game is done. NinjaPang wins game 1.
Blood alone can my maid's honor unbesmirch. Getting any of this? You understand a word I'm saying?
Honestly, I might start banning some cards. Next week. Like, we had 3 people bring SK Witchers. Like, does anybody enjoy watching SK Witchers? I don't. The pig card? What's the pig card? All got? It got nerfed. And also, like, because it should be playable. Like, All God's not necessarily OP. It plays for 4 tempo plus 10 as a 10 provision card. And the 10 carryover is only really, like, fully valid if you play all of, like, the 5 cards. So it's really only playable in decks that have ways of, like, summoning multiple cards from the deck. Monsters only tourney? Yeah, that would also be boring, I think. It would just be on the one side would be like Dagon decks, and on the other side would be like mid-range Bruce decks. Quacks pulled out my tier yesterday. Nerf, please. You probably won that game, didn't you? Alright, so OrderMaster's playing the same deck, and this time NinjaPang is playing Syndicate from Red Coin, as expected. We're gonna play Lady into Oniro into Mutagen. That's OrderMaster. So NinjaPang can't answer this Muta Generator, but he does have an Ixora, a Junior, a Tunnel Drill, a Philippa, and a Professor. Like, there's a lot of removals in this deck. Not to mention the Brawler, the Shady Vendors can give you removals like Payday.
I pass on every 10th round.
Now, playing Novigrad round 1, it's a little bit dicey because now you can't just pass at 7. I mean, you can, but you've committed your Novigrad. Like, if you were going to pass at 7, you probably shouldn't play your Novigrad. Just play Sesames and pass, right? So Ninja's going to contest round 1. Like, having boosted carryover doesn't matter if Ixora's removing everything. We see one Aguara come down to lock the Oxenford Scholar. But I don't see that being an issue for NinjaPang because now he can play Salamage. And then Shady Vendor. And then Eventide. And then that's why I fed around 2 bleed from NR. I'm not sure I would be. Not if I have Novigrad to play and Candle, like. Plus in round 3, having First Say is good against Siege engines. Okay, so I guess he was planning on passing, but he expects a bleed. I wasn't sure if... Yeah, I guess you're getting Novigrad value now from while defending the bleed. Okay, I was wrong. Or either Tourney, the one streamer Lilith main pass, the golden one rent free, one shoot. I've seen those. I don't really want to restrict people's deck building too much. It's just that like this one deck, SK Witchers, is like not everybody plays the same cards and plays it the same way, and every game's the same. Right? So I want people to bring the decks that they would play, just that one deck has like almost no variety and nothing new to say for a very long time. And it's the kind of thing that's like it's a very like safe but uninspired deck. Like it doesn't do anything and it doesn't have a lot of counterplay. It's just like a, hey, I don't want you to do stuff kind of thing. Siege would make so much stronger in the long run. I kind of agree. This deck needs something. Like I said, it feels to me like this was a Golden Necker deck that got updated to add AA and Onira. Because it's like, this is the most expensive card, right? So we see Marguerite come down to lock the tunnel drill. But now that's the last lock. It's probably a good thing because we have damage engines and this was the damage engine. Like this adds a lot of reach to, like this means the professor can kill a 7, Junior could kill like a 12, etc. Like it was just a lot of. And now we see Sesame played from NinjaPang. No lemons here, no squirrel. Means Sesames are basically safe. And since we have the click from Novigrad and coins, we can be really far behind and then quickly catch up in one turn as Syndicate.
Back to the dust whence you came! Yes?
Here comes a courier. Interesting that we saved the click.
Learn that spell in Zerrikania.
Salamage denies the extra 2 points from Lance Connects. Makes sense. It also sets up potentially a... Well, there's no spender. King of Beggars is at 8. Comes Ronvid. Ronvid is carryover. We should see an Oxenfurt guard here now. Nope, it's an Eventide Thunder, which is great because it gives us a Jackal as a spender. Gets us to 6 points, which means next turn guard can come down and then get spent to 0. You want a spender on the board before you play your professor, I think, so you can utilize the coins. Because Philippa is also kind of a menace. Like, Philippa will answer a Revenant. Junior will answer Revenant. Professor will answer Revenant. And once you answer Revenants against this deck, like, OrderMaster doesn't really have many other ways to get points. Looks like an easy junior to me, but maybe he's thinking about Philippa instead. He is, and he does, because there's a 1. And now this Revenant is a card that has to get answered with a Boiling Oil. That would be our last Oniro. He would have preferred to Oniro into AA, but I think he'll draw the AA anyway. So yeah, here comes the Oniro. Nope, he's gonna Oniro into AA anyway. I hope it's not Volta's Pride. No, it's just Caraballista. The reason I was saying you Boiling Oil this is because this is a 10-point card. So instead you played AA for 12, but like he still can't answer the Revenant. The Revenant will get another 3 points next turn. And what's our plan for round 3? NinjaPang's just gonna play Professor.
Fears already besmirched your breeches,
My lady, your elegance does draw jealous eyes.
He wanted to have exactly 3 coins next turn so that he can play Shady Vendor for Sesame on the back row. Only 1 spender on the board does give Baron some value, but I'm not sure clicking this was correct. I think maybe you play Pikeman. I guess there's not a lot of other ways to set up the Revenant. But there, I mean, there's 2 1s on the board right now.
Ours is not to reason why.
See, like that Boiling Oil now would have played for 14 or 13 points. And you could still draw your AA. It's not like you, I mean, you're like 1 card, like it would have to be the 1 in 6 out of chances you lose the AA, but, or you miss the AA, but I think you kind of have to take some risks at this point in this matchup, in this situation. It looks like Ninja is going to be going to the finals as it is. Best trigger is if it kills the target immediately, yes. As you saw. Like, I think you replace Lady and Oniro with Siege and Natalis. And I think you're better off. Leading into Novigrad is just so copious. This Baron's getting so much value, but is it gonna matter? Look at this Revenant. This stolen Revenant. Paid for so many points. Oh my god. Ixora getting dropped like it doesn't, like, Ixora is like less valuable than this Oxenford card. That's kind of funny. With 2 Sesames and 4 leader charges, all you need is 3 bodies, and you're happy. Or 2 bodies and you're happy. So we are keeping Junior for a short round 3, it seems, or we're trying to. I think you have to drop the Revenant here. What? I guess the Revenant's the leader target. I guess OrderMaster's hoping that Ninja had some very key cards.
Well, we've nattered enough.
Alright. OrderMaster has to pass. No, I mean, it was a good bleed in the sense of, like, the cards that it got. The problem is, OrderMaster's deck kind of bleeds itself. It has run out of juice. He would love to have drawn... No, actually, this is a perfect hand. You just save this. Bank into Candle. Easy heat wave. Easiest heat wave of my life. I think that's a good heat wave, right? Walter's Pride is full of juice. But we're not stockpiled. Hey, Oversell, how's it going? So Ninja doesn't know if the OrderMaster doesn't have a boiling oil. But OrderMaster doesn't have a boiling oil. I think OrderMaster has to play the Revenant and leader it here.
For me, Bilberry's honor.
The city is ravaged by rot.
Brawler can't board wipe now. There's 20 points on the board. There's 9 and 8. 9 and 8, 17. I guess he can. He can board wipe. Will he? Looks like he's gonna do it. Punch, 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 punch. One brawler versus the entire Temerian army. Okay, the 5-head move here is actually to discard Foltest Pride. You've got to. If you discard Foltest Pride, he can't spend, he can't get the coins for his Shady Vendor, and no King of Beggars will come out. You have to know that the last card is a Silent Mage or Shady Vendor. Discard the... No! No! La Polizia! Oh my god, OrderMaster! You had it! You had the game won! Wait, did he have the game won?
Best commodity in town, I swear it.
I think so.
The one is right. Got it?
Gotta hand it to you. Good work.
Never float the guard? He didn't... He knew that the brawler was enough. So that was smart. He still loses by 2. There was an Oxenford guard on the board, that's 3. A brawler, that's 4. And a Shady Vendor on the back row would have been Profit 1. Oh no, he still loses because the Sesame gets triggered because of the Profit 1. Yeah, okay. If the Sesame didn't have Profit 1... OrderMaster, we were saying you should discard the Foltest Pride. tough lineup, I think, in multiple decks. Yeah. Your NR deck was kind of toast. But I also not sure it's very strong. Like, it wins if you have Mutagen and they don't have Heat Wave. But otherwise, you're kind of screwed. Well, this time you did have Mutagen, and you still got screwed. We got the profit from the vendor, yeah. That 1 coin from vendor was actually enough to win the game. I think a mistake you made was round 2. You didn't boiling oil the Revenant, and that played for a lot of points. That's where Muta goes through. For sure, I'm not saying that, but in like an open deck list, it's a little different because your deck doesn't have Siege Scenario or any other juice later on. Did well though. I mean, I like seeing people try stuff. Alright. Finals are going to be NinjaPang versus Art Beetle. Ninja is going for a hat trick. 3 championships in a row. Can he pull it off, or will Art Beetle be the one to stop him? Like, sometimes when you have a deck that's like yours, which is like kind of a mix of strong ideas from other decks, but with like a different leader, you win a lot on ladder with just the fact that no one knows what the hell you're playing. But an open deck list, that entire advantage is gone. Sorry, I've got a situation here. Trying to bring my... Don't ask me what I was doing. Can't adjust my chair. Okay. Art Beetle versus NinjaPang, the finals of Mosh Weekly number 91. If you have crew for it, Cultist Pride is fine. Like, other non-stockpile decks have played Cultist Pride in the past. Like, Priestess Renfrew used to play it. My chair? No, it was your mom, Red. OrderMaster, your deck to me was like a golden necker. Like, it sounds like I'm wrong, but I thought it was a golden necker deck that, like, golden necker got nerfed so many provisions that you just decided to put Lady, AA, and Onira. Like, try this. Take out Oniramancy and Lady and put in Natalis and Siege Scenario. See how it goes.
Patience is not a virtue I am known to have.
A Stockpile Foltest deck is a different deck. Stockpile Foltest deck, like, it's okay. You can play Mutagen not for carryover. You play a lot of 5P cards. It still gets, like, decent amount of points. It's that, I know the... Like, I do this a lot. I have a plan for a deck, how it's gonna work, and then I want it to work that way, and I put in enough consistency to get to play my cards in the order that I want to play them in. But I think stronger decks tend to avoid that. They just kind of go like, if 80% of the time I get to play all my cards even in the wrong order, but they play for more points, it's okay. His name is Sir John Natalis. I'm sorry. Sorry. Signor Natalis. Okay, so NinjaPang has played Calvi and a bunch of high tempo cards. Art Beetle's played Calvi and a Boohurt. And why is this a 20s? So this boosted it by 2. Boohurt boosted it by 9. That's 11. 11 plus 7 is 18. Where did the 5 come from? Oh. How did this get boosted? This 23. Oh, Emissary. My bad. Okay, so Beetle played Calvi, Emissary, and Boohurt. Beetle is very familiar with this kind of artifact shoop deck. Kind of like Beetle's played themselves many times. Beetle is instead playing just traditional assimilate, no angle either. It's got Brothens, it's got Sergeant, it's got Vigo, Lydia, Stefan, and there's the Torres. Enslave 6 Torres. NinjaPang passes. Beetle is fine. Plays coup at a joust. So, in round 3, NinjaPang is going to have all of his artifact carry. He's going to play 3 artifacts. Whereas Beetle's going to be looking to enslave the Rune Mage and replay it with Torres. Mulliganing Sergeants. We're gearing for a long round 3. Where we want as many engines as possible. Assimilate engines. We're going to be drawing Lydia and either Remedy, Torturer, or Informant. Okay. So NinjaPang does opt to play Rune Mage now, so that it can't be going. Orb of Insight's great. Bountiful Harvest is 2 carryover, that's 4 carryover. Orb of Insight's probably better. No, they play Harvest. Okay. Harvest into Seer, that's dangerous, isn't it? Has Remedy is a card? Ninja can answer most engines. There's a lock, another lock, another lock. No Alba though, no bronze lock. There's 3 locks, and there's a light cav and a crossbow that I'm not sure you want to play against Assimilate. Like, this deck can copy your bronze 1, 2, 3. I would mulligan one of these Mage Torturers to get another Informant. Maybe. I guess maybe not. You don't know what you're getting. Enslave can also copy... Yeah, like this Seer is very, like... What? Why didn't we just play the special? Like, we played Rune Mage early to avoid this problem. And it's not like we have a coup or anything. Should just be Marine first. Marine to put like a 7 up top. And give it an ale. Or NinjaPang. Then we see War Council into nothing. That seems worse to me. Unless the plan is to literally just keep discarding. Is that what we're doing? He wanted to be able to yoink with a shoot. That was the plan. Nope. I see. We have no illusionist target on this side. But you don't really want to illusionist a mage torture either. So Beetle's denying.
True love could lift the curse, but who would love?
Okay.
Grace will not be pleased.
No armor here. Unfortunate that this kills the informant, but Redea into lock on the Brothans. Will we see a leader? Yes. But why? We didn't play a soldier this turn, so why did it matter? Like, why did we leader that?
An interesting choice.
Okay, so Beetle does Vilgefortz it. So deny that engine value. Now Ninja can play a Marine. At some point we're gonna play this Marine, right? This is in fact an engine. Guess not. Purify a Similar Girl not played anymore? I don't think it was really ever played. The main reason is because of Vigo. Like, this deck has 3 bronzes. Mage Torturer, Informant, and Sergeant. You want to be able to be guaranteed to get one of those 3 cards. You put another bronze in, now it's 3 out of 4, and sometimes you need a Sergeant, or you need an Informant, or you need a Mage Torturer, and then you don't get it.
What is truth if
Like, if it wasn't for Vigo, you would absolutely replace one Torturer with one Purify. Why not? This is what I was worried about. I expected NinjaPang to click War Council and boost the Marine. But now the Marine is on the other side. And like, we got 3 engines now. We're locking Assimilate, sure. Should be another Mage Torturer here. Yep.
I know the truth.
Like, Beetle's plan is to just play Assimilate engines and then play Assimilate Chaos. Obsidian Mirror does get some value here. But this can get cooed. Let's see if that gets prevented somehow. Nope. Do we want to coup this? Yes, the answer is yes. So what is the shoop gonna be? Was it? I guess if you shoop yoink the Torturer, then that would probably create other problems.
None can match the power of Nilfgaard.
How is this matchup usually? Is Artifact shoop supposed to be pure Assimilate Enslave?
Gotcha, puppy.
Artad into Alba just to lock the Marine. Seems like a good choice. Taurus currently probably replays the crossbow. Another lock. How come these aren't boosting?
Tis merely an illusion. Though granted,
Ooh, Lydia into Harvest. Yet another reason why Harvest was such a terrible choice. I mean, look at it. Okay, they're boosting now. Everything's boosting. Ninja knows that Beetle doesn't have another tall punish.
Wherever the road takes me.
So he's free to get ale value. Wait, what? Oh, that's... Okay. Not the best choices, but... That waylay. Not the greatest waylay.
Shall one day know order again.
Picks up the Alba. He's gonna replay it to lock. Ooh, locking the infusion, the triple infused. That's a really great way to use the Taurus there. And it's that, I mean, if there was any hope for NinjaPang, it's gone now. That was 6 extra points. And it would have only been a tie. There's still a step in. Like, it's not going to be close. One. Even though there's only one assimilate engine, or 2 rather, still a lot of points. Easy shoop C's into Marine. Yeah, that was a line for sure. That was the Giga Chad line. All right, so sorry about the misclick. Art Beetle wins game number 1. He wins the NG mirror. I never actually pulled up their decks. I should have brought up Beetle's decks. And then in terms of the bans, it was Syndicate and Shield Wall that got banned. So now Beetle has to win with their version of Rent-Free Vamps against NinjaPang's Reckless Flurry Witchers and NG Artifact Spam. Vampires from Red can actually do well into Shoop Artifacts. And we saw... I mean, with Gluttony, we saw Rent-Free Morvad Vamps beat Reckless Flurry Witchers, but that was a different, slightly different deck and a slightly different player. Not slightly, a completely different player. Did I update the title to say Finals? Finals. Let's go. Shout out to Mastigos for setting up the tourney for this week. We're going to have another one next week. Same time. Please join. Next week's tournament's going to be 4 decks, 1 ban. And I have not decided if I want to ban, or I just want to say no SK Witchers. Because there will be a balance council before then, right?
I know you're in trouble. I can help.
I think if you're on YouTube, I've started a poll. Currently 100% are voting yes. So Bob the SK Witchers is not excluded, yeah. I predict that we're gonna see some monster nerfs. I think we're gonna get like a nerf to Toad or something. Cause you know, we gotta make sure nobody can do stuff. I predict the Necrotome will go back to 9p. I hope some of the dumb, like I hope Golden Necker gets reverted. Like 13 provisions is too much. I personally think Golden Necker's fine at 9p. But hey, what do I know? So Eskel. What? Kill the agent? So Beetle immediately purifies and then applies a leader charge. Wants the Regis to grow. And also wants Riptide to be able to... I don't know. Actually, I don't know. I don't think Riptide had anything to do with that. It's just to get Regis to grow. Should see an Alp here. Oh, it's Flutter. Okay, second leader charge used. Well, 1 leader and Trial of Grasses should take care of Flutters. Or... guess not. Seems like Ninja has agreed to just give up the round. And at this point, he's just value bleeding. But... hold on. Hold on. 14 plus 2. We were up 16 points. By the way, if you want to play Renfree Vamps, this is a good Renfree Vamp deck. Only card I'm not sure about is this Gale. Hey Sam, did you see the poll on YouTube? Go check it out. So, Beetle does get last say. Still has 1 leader charge. Still has Renfree, Geralt, and Lord Riptide. Has Plumarts. Wait, does this deck not play Garcanes? Oh, man. I guess they're slow. Yeah, and instant pass by Beetle. Like, Beetle wants to draw Renfree. Didn't draw Renfree's gang, didn't draw Maxi. And doesn't have Renfree or Regis. So deck just might literally lose 2 draws here. Yep. Classic. You mulligan Plumard, you get Plumard. There's the Regis. That's something. Whirl gets mulliganed. Gets an Alp. Mulligan only is the Renfree's gang. Doesn't want to break into Renfree's gang. Gets Adora Gary instead of Renfree. And that's game. Is it a good deck if you can't reach a card? I didn't say it was a good deck. I said if you want to play a good Renfree Vampires deck.
I do not mince words on principle.
Why don't train on the cone? I hate it.
Opponent missed All God and an Offering. I don't see hope. How bad is Beetle not drawing rent free? Depends on the coin. Beetle just needs to win next game. This game is not important. Because he wants it's the red coin game.
I hate portals.
My channel getting banned. Like he says, report these. Oh, we got 25% now voting no in the Is Sam a Noob poll. You guys check it out. I wonder who that 25% is. So the Alp does survive, which means that the Flutter will go to 7 and get Geralt Prode. The Riptide, of course, is playing for 10 points, as is the Way of Riptide. Now, maybe even 10 points. Yeah, I mean, either way, it's 10 points.
Not your lucky day.
Geralt Pro takes out a Flutter. Next turn, Gale can kill the Vesemir Mentor, I guess.
Any last words?
Right now, the Riptide's hitting this Bear Witcher Adept. Not ideal. There's a lot of points left. Lambert is 17 points. This is 13 points. Or is it 10? It's 10, sorry.
One off.
I think it was... Oh, he had to play Gale that turn. He couldn't play Riptide. Or she, sorry. Beetle couldn't play Riptide yet. Or had to play Gale, so...
Respect. You're not talking Geralt.
Unfortunately, this Riptide's gonna do... Like, I think you have to play it back row. Playing it back row gives 1 extra point to the Heatwave. Playing it front row... You'd hit 5 armor, so... It'd just be bad either way. And since there's no rent free and no gluttony, Regis is nowhere near enough.
I know I can help.
So we missed Maxi, we missed rent free, we missed rent free's gang. It's unfortunate. But that's rent free Vamps for you. Outskilled, yep. Outwitchered, I guess. So now, NinjaPang has tied the series. And it's going to come down to NG Artifacts versus Vampires. NG Artifacts from blue, Vampires from red. My god, the YouTube emotes are something. Who even? Who even? Here, at least you can do watermelon emotes. Like, what? Come on, YouTube, get your act together. Self-eater, yep. Need emote for self-eater?
There is but one punishment
We have
for
one, you see it.
cheaters.
Oh, you mean YouTube needs that? Yeah. There's a lot of good ones we have on Twitter. Like, YouTube's just not gonna... There's 7TV for YouTube, but... Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Alright, so this is this is Beetle's kind of... I don't know. I feel like Ninja's deck with Heat Wave and... Is there a Vilgefortz? No, there's only one Power Plenish. But there is enough Lois. I don't actually know who's favored. I think Beetle will want to win this uneven. But they're not playing like they want to win it uneven. They're playing like they don't want to miss their important cards they want to thin. I think hence the Maxi and... Ooh. That was a 6-point Diplo. Plus denies 3 points of carryover on the Riptide. Plus... On the Riptide, but on the Regis. Plus... It made it harder for Wildhound Riders to come out. Beetle does play Riptide. This Gale will now play for 5 plus 3, 8 points. Whereas this would just play for 5. NinjaPang is denying Wildhound Riders. This plays for 7. So it comes down because, again, Beetle does not want to give a pass to NinjaPang. From Red Coin, Vampires, like, especially against this kind of deck, you just want Last Say. Now, even with Last Say, Shoop Transform can screw you. So you have to bleed the Shoop. No Calvita is sad. Sure, that might end up being impactful. So Ninja just takes the loss uneven. Because given this hand, there's a good chance if you try, you still lose uneven. So you might as well try and go next round, see if you can find your Calvite. Notably, there was also no War Council on hand last round, right? At least now there's War Council, but never mind. Calvite's also there. And Beetle draws Renfri's Gang and gets to play Wildhound Rider. So Beetle is kind of feeling good about the situation. Here comes Necrorat. There is a lock in this deck. Alba. And there's also Redea. But we have a Purify. Right? We have 2 Purifies. One Bleed Purify, one Aguara. Unlock, I guess. But if you Aguara this, then Crossbow can kill it pretty easily. There's bleeding right now on Ninja's side of the board, so Beetle uses this as a chance to play Renfri's Gang. Here comes War Council into Ale of the Ancestors. There is Rune Mage and Geralt and 2 Fletters left in the deck. If Beetle... I think Beetle definitely wants to play Alp here. Just to get more Regis value. They were maybe thinking about using Aguara, but decided to just save it for next round. Knickers does need to pop out. Okay, Crossbow is played. Now you could argue Aguara works. Instead, we see Doragary come down just to lock it. Maybe Aguara will also be used as a lock on like the other engine. Yep. Seems to be the play. Okay, so Beetle passes with 5 cards in hand. Opts for double lasso. Double lasso makes it hard for Shoop Transform to get your Regis. There was no bronzes in the graveyard for Illusionist. So this is actually a problem. Ninja has the leader. Ninja is losing. Yup. Didn't expect the knickers. He's losing 3. He's losing 1 point here, but he's gaining 2, so it's a tie. Oh, that is epic. Playing fast and didn't remember the knickers. Otherwise, like just a click on the ale or leader charge would have been enough. I would be mad if it goes Shoop Transfer. Okay, it's gonna be Shoop Resilience. This is a knight, not a soldier. So it's kind of bad. Because Ninja is down 2 cards. Triple lasso. There's a Geralt. Will there be a Rune Mage drawn ever? I guess not. Used to 2. Oh, I mean, what, Sam? You okay? Ninja lost round 1 uneven. She was risky without Rune Mage? No, because you could do 4 damage. Or, I mean... It was... I guess you're right, you're right. Because if you're not sure, then... But at that point, like, you're so far behind, you gotta play the slight risky. Like, you gotta play the risky thing. So Rune Mage plays for 11. Here comes Flutter. This will get locked, and then it will get unlocked. No, I'm playing Marine first. Okay. So then this turn is going to be out. The Fat Gale here. Where's Gale? Am I blind? What happened to Gale?
Be gone. Leave us.
That's a Proto Flatter. That's not a Gale.
Highly curious case.
Oh, it's there. I'm so freaking blind. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm so... I don't... There's not enough turns to set up a... Was there? Maybe with Regis there was. I think when you see a 7 that's gonna get into Gale territory, you're just kind of happy. Why did we do that?
Travel makes one modest. Let's one see the bigger.
Like, why not ale something else? Does stacking ales on the same target somehow benefit you? When they're all next to each other. Destroy 8, stratagem, damage 6. Stratagem seems to be the best one to me. Then lowest 10 is 7 points. Yep, that's what Beetle went for. He's praying Beetle missed Tall Punish. I guess that makes sense. But again, there's no downside to boosting something else. What? Okay, now we're boosting other stuff.
Bards across the Empire will sing of this day.
They did deny Gale value there a little bit. I guess not really. There comes Geralt.
Not your lucky day.
Yeah, that's more than enough. That round 2 Knickers was just disastrous. Ninja had rough draws this game. They missed their Calvite. And then that Knickers Calamity Bleed Math really did them in. But well played by Beetle. Like, they did everything they needed to do. And won the tournament. So congratulations to Beetle. Champion of weekly number 91. Dethroning NinjaPang, who had won the previous 2 tournaments. All hail the new champion of the weekly tournament, Beetlegruff. Well done. Denies the 3-peat. Yeah, but still, very impressive by NinjaPang to win 2 finals in a row and then come to the next final after that as well. I did not sleep very well last night, so normally I'd want to like play RimWorld here. Thanks so much for tons of fun. Thank you for playing. It was tons of fun watching you. Really appreciate all the people that show up and also all the people who bring original decks. We always like seeing those. I'm going to send you guys onwards to Mr. Miyamon, who's playing some Wholesome Syndicate. Interesting off-the-books deck with Siggy Mastermind. You guys should get some other people to join our tournament. We get some competition. Cheers.